Looks great for the weekend. So for the races in Long Beach, no concerns. It will be a little bit warm for Saturday, but nothing too bad, especially since you're right by the water. I think for tomorrow, though, we might have a little bit of an offshore breeze, and that's going to be pushing some of the temperatures warmer. Some of our more wind-prone spots, though, will have quite a windy morning for tomorrow. This is the wind gust futurecast. We're going to start around 11 o'clock this evening, where you can see the winds are mostly light, except for in some areas, like around Ojai, where we've got some pretty good gusts already, and you're seeing some gusty conditions across the high desert. This will spill down into lower elevations as we go through the morning. Typical for Santa Ana wind to see the wind-prone areas looking at the gustiest conditions right around the mid to late morning hours. So here we are at 10 a.m. and you can see our wind-prone areas of LA and Ventura counties, as well as the Inland Empire coming out of the Cajon Pass, coming out of the Banning Pass, and starting to come across the Santa Ana Mountains. Now, most areas are probably looking at wind gusts in about that 20 to 35 mile per hour range, but we might have a few spots, mainly in our foothill locations, our wind-prone foothill locations, think Porter Ranch, for example, where we might have wind gusts above 40 miles an hour. Now, this is only for a couple of hours for tomorrow. As we get into the afternoon, the wind direction shifts, and it's now an onshore wind. So that means it's the cooler breeze coming in off the ocean, and the Santa Ana wind is done. However, the Santa Ana wind will have already warmed everybody up, so tomorrow will be a warmer day than today. And we're not done warming up, because as we get into the weekend, this area of high pressure that's sitting off the coast, that's going to move directly overhead for Saturday and then continue moving on as we head into the start of next week. And speaking of the start of next week, we have an area of low pressure that's going to be cut off from the jet stream, meaning it can just meander around wherever it wants to go. And as we get into Monday and Tuesday, it looks like it gets closer and closer to California, but the position of this will be key for the middle of next week. If it's close enough to us and it's in the right spot, we will have a chance of rain around maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. If it decides to move a little bit farther to the north or hang out off the coastline, that chance of rain would slide or just go away completely. So we'll keep you updated on that as we head into next week. But again, for tomorrow, it's going to be warmer and sunnier. Expect the upper 70s and the low 80s after maybe some patchy fog for parts of the IE and the basin tomorrow morning. Along the coastline, also warm mid to upper 70s. That's that Santa Ana wind that we're talking about. And again, as we get into Saturday, it's going to be even warmer than tomorrow. Basin forecast on top, coastal forecast on the bottom. Then we'll start cooling down with that approaching weather system as we get into next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, these will be the 2 days we're going to be keeping an eye on for maybe adding a chance of rain. But right now, it's still looking very iffy, and a lot of things could change with that weather system. Valleys are on top. IE forecast is down below for tomorrow, warmer than today, thanks to the offshore winds. As we get into Saturday, it's going to be even warmer than tomorrow, and then we'll start cooling down as we get into next week. Again, Tuesday and Wednesday, those will be the 2 days we will be watching the potentially add a chance of rain. High desert on top, low desert forecast down below. Breezy for tomorrow morning. We'll warm up all the way through Sunday. Then we'll start to gradually cool down as we get into the middle of next week. And for the area mountains, very similar, warming up through Sunday. Then we start our cool down. And again, Tuesday and Wednesday, right now calling it partly cloudy and cooler. But those will be the 2 days we're keeping an eye on for a chance of rain.